what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Destiny video. Today we're taking a look at the Parthian Shot pulse rifle from the Vanguard Quartermaster, which is a gun that has been hyped up immensely ever since patch 2.5.0.2. It is of course a high impact pulse rifle in the same class as the Spirit Change and the Messenger, meaning that it is within the archetype that got a buff to their fire rate in the patch. They basically had one frame removed in the burst delay. But these pulse rifles were very weak before the patch. Has such a slight increase really turned them into top tier weapons? I've seen plenty of people claim that they're absolutely amazing and that they're top tier weapons now, but I might as well say it right away, that's definitely not an opinion I share after trying this thing out in PvP. I definitely think they're viable weapons now. I've managed to have some very good games with the Parthian Shot, but I still think it's the worst pulse rifle archetype overall. The thing is, the other three archetypes of pulse rifles are jack of all trades weapons that have relatively low risk factor but also comparatively lower reward when compared to a hand cannon, for instance. They're quite solid weapons at all ranges and they really flourish at medium range, but when it comes to raw damage output, they're outperformed by hand cannons and even certain scout rifles. The Parthian Shot doesn't share these common traits for pulse rifles. Slower rate of fire makes it feel clunky and therefore better suited to be used as a pulse rifle scout rifle hybrid. It's a high risk high reward weapon that can potentially land you a kill in just 0.7 seconds, but miss one headshot and your time to kill suffers drastically. But the question is the potential for 2 burst kills enough to justify the disadvantage you put yourself at when your accuracy isn't perfect? I'm not so sure. The thing is, Parthian Shot and any other pulse rifle in this archetype does 34 damage to the head. As we all know by now, most Guardians have roughly 200 health, usually slightly less. This means that should you land 6 headshots you can 2 burst an opponent, but land just one of those shots on the body instead of the head and it's a 3 burst kill. And not even Headseeker can change that. Additionally, a Titan running max armor or a Warlock running the Ram can actually survive 6 headshots from a Parthian Shot. And the burst delay is still very slow, meaning that if you don't land the 2 burst kill, you will get absolutely demolished by almost any other primary in the game. Within 30 meters, a hand cannon will destroy you, and at slightly longer ranges, pretty much any other pulse rifle and even a handful of scout rifles will make short work of you if you miss. For that reason, I try to stay away from close quarters when using the Parthian Shot. Instead, I stick to the edges of the map, trying to shoot people in the back or simply outrange them. Almost use it like you would use a sniper rifle, to put down massive amounts of damage on the flank. But even then, there's a bit of a problem. Realistically, you're not going to be landing 6 consecutive headshots in most gunfights, leaving you 3 bursting people. At longer distances, you can definitely get away with this, but you're probably better off using a Hopscotch Pilgrim or a Suros PDX-41. Both of these pulse rifles fall within the mid to high impact tier of pulse rifles, just a smidge below the Parthian Shot when it comes to impact. Both of these pulse rifles are very consistent 3 burst kills with similar range stats to the Parthian Shot, meaning you can actually use it as a pulse rifle scout rifle hybrid just like the Parthian Shot, but your time to kill will be more consistent. And sure, the Parthian Shot will occasionally land you a 2 burst kill, but this is far too rare to warrant using it over one of the previously mentioned pulse rifles. They're simply more reliable weapons. And I know I'm not really making a very good case for the Parthian Shot here, but honestly, it's not a bad weapon. In the current meta, all pulse rifles are viable options, but I just find the Parthian Shot archetype to be the weakest one. That said, if you get a perfect roll, it could absolutely be a fantastic weapon for bigger maps. Ideally, you want to look for Outlaw or Feeding Frenzy in the first perk column, Brace Frame in the second column, and in the final perk slot, Counterbalance or Rangefinder would be my go-to perks. An alternative to Brace Frame would be Handblade Stock, which is what I have on my Parthian Shot. You definitely want to try and max out your stability to make sure you land as many headshots as possible with this gun. So even if you do sacrifice some range, the massive bonus to stability from Handblade Stock is worth it in my opinion. Anyway, I would love to hear what you guys think about the Parthian Shot. I do have a feeling that my opinion on this archetype is probably an unpopular one. I've seen several other content creators get very hyped about this weapon. I just don't think there's quite enough reward compared to the risk you run when using this weapon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and I will catch you guys on my next video.
Zone C.